Today I want to share with you 6 skincare secrets that literally have changed my under eye area. The first secret is something that may seem so obvious, but I promise you, it has been the biggest game changer for my skin. I've been in the beauty industry for over 25 years. Look, we all pretty much are privy to the fact that sunscreen is essential, but have you been wearing it around your eye area? Lots of my clients say that they don't because it accidentally gets into their eye area or it causes irritation. So one way that I want to suggest that you get around that is to use a water-based gel sunscreen, especially above your eye area. That's right. I want you to use it right here underneath the brow and right before the folds of your eyes. That's going to allow whatever product you have to heat up and spread without going into your eyes. Of course, it being water-based will also be helpful too, because you want to avoid anything that moves around too much that is oil-based, especially on top of your eye area. So moving on to my next tip, cleaning your eyes properly. Now, you may think that you're cleaning your eyes properly, or maybe you're not in denial and you go, hey, every once in a while I get a little too tired or lazy at night, so I might sleep with a little mascara on. Girl, I know, I've been there, I've done it myself. But what I want to enlighten you to the fact of is that doing that is not just something that you can really get away with, like maybe not washing your other areas of your face. For instance, eyes, when they're not cleaned properly, can actually cause eye infections. I know this because it happened to me. When I had my brick and mortar store, I had a huge event planned. We were working 7 days a week. Sometimes I would clean my face, but I would clean most of my eye makeup off, but end up sleeping with a little bit of it on. The problem with this is that those little flakes can actually fall into your eyes during the nighttime. Sometimes we rub our eyes. That's another opportunity for stuff to travel inside of our eyes. Also, a lot of products we use on our eye area, they are in fact wet products, which harbor more bacteria. So what I would like to recommend to you is to always do a double cleanse around the eye area. This may look different for different folks. So for me, an example, I use eye makeup removal pads, okay? So I'm using something that's pre-saturated because I already know I'm short on time. I don't want to add an extra step to my skincare routine. So I'm going to use these pads to remove makeup. But just like using makeup remover pads on your face, you never just want to use that and call it a night because it just kind of rubs dirt and oil around on your face. I like to consider this like a pre-cleanse. So similarly to if you were using a makeup remover pad, I would want you to cleanse properly with the second cleanse, okay? And that again looks differently for everyone. For you, it might be on your face, it might be a clarifying cleanser. If you are acne prone or really sensitive, it might look like a more gentle cleanser. If you're pretty balanced, you might just go for a nice general balancing cleanser that'll help balance your pH. But around the eye area, you want to make sure to remove all the dirt and grime as much as possible. You may use a little warm water to help you remove some of your mascara. If you have waterproof eye makeup on, you might have to use something that's a little bit more aggressive. This doesn't mean you rub harder on your eyes. To the contrary, it means that you may have to use something that has a little bit more oil in it, so it's easier to lift away from your eye area, okay? So again, your number one step with your eye cleanse is going to be really dependent on how much eye makeup you're putting on during the day, but you always need to come in with a second cleanse. And anytime it's around the eye area, I do recommend going with a gentle, maybe milky based cleanser or consistency. I would avoid using foams around the eye area. And this is going to ensure that you really do remove everything from your eyes. Now, if you still have a little dirty residue left on your eye area, I love to use something that's called OcuSoft. It's dermatologist recommended. You can find it on Amazon. This isn't in a paid advertisement. It's something I've used and recommended to my clients for a really long time. I'll drop a link below so that you can grab that in the description if that's something that you're interested in. I find them really handy because you can also get them pre-saturated, which means that they're really convenient. You open them up out of the pack and just wipe them. It removes the dirt and oil, also cleans the bacteria. That's one of the bonus points of using this OcuSoft brand, is that it's going to do that, so you can ensure that you're removing everything. And especially if you have really dry, sensitive eyes that are maybe prone, some people are just prone maybe to, with lifestyle, environment, what they've got going on, medications they're taking, they might be a little bit more sensitive to certain products, or you may have some type of condition that just creates more sensitivity around the eye area. So these are all things to take into consideration when choosing eye products, but another reason why I love using OcuSoft. Moving on to our next tip. I mentioned not rubbing your eyes before, but there are multiple reasons to not rub your eyes, okay? I used to be guilty of it too, but what happened after a while of rubbing and being unconscious about it is that it did create some hyperpigmentation that now sits right up to my eye area, which, as you can guess, is really, really hard to treat. Anytime you are treating anything around the eye area, you have to be careful to not get things too closely to your eye area so that it doesn't get into your eyes. So for that reason, I really rely on makeup. But so that this doesn't happen to you, try to be a little bit more mindful of rubbing your eyes, especially when you first get up in the morning, or if you have allergies, maybe consult with your doctor about taking some type of antihistamine. There's also homeopathic remedies if you don't want to go that route. But there are ways to comfort your eyes other than rubbing them. A few things that I love to do: I love to use warm compresses. When my eyes are feeling fatigued or heavy, or I just feel like, giving them a good rub, doing something like using a soft cloth or towel with warm compresses, meaning warm water, not hot or cold, is really comforting to your eye area. You can also use some preservative-free eye drops. I've been wearing contacts since the 6th grade, and I've had lots of different types of eye issues, so my eyes are definitely sensitive, and these are just some things that I do to comfort my eye area. Another thing that I love to do, besides using things like my soothing eye balm, is to do some facial exercises. That can be really comforting. It can help reduce the fluid buildup around your eye area. If you haven't watched my videos on that yet, go find those on my channel, or look on my TikTok channel or Instagram as well. I have tons of very, very short and very effective videos on ways to reduce that fluid buildup. Which brings me to my next tip, which is just simply movement. I've figured out along the years that just being stagnant and not moving really does cause you to have fatigued skin. Let's just put it that way. Or it can cause your skin to be a little fatigued. Similarly to stress, you gotta move things around. Not moving can also cause that fluid buildup that you don't want, that puffiness around the eye areas. So to keep your skin rejuvenated, besides the facial exercises and yoga and acupuncture that you can get done, it's also really important to move. You may incorporate yoga poses like hanging upside down. If you can safely do it on the side of your bed, do that, and that will help get that oxygen, that fresh blood to your skin to sort of give your skin a little bit of a revival. Next is using some type of nighttime treatment. And one thing that I always recommend is using something that people sometimes think is a little bit too much around your eye area. And that is because when they use it, they usually do not use it the right way that's right for them. So that would be using a retinol. Notice I said retinol, which is over the counter. That is not a prescription like tretinoin, Retin-A, those names. Under the umbrella of retinoids, retinol is usually more tolerable. And I always say, if you can't tolerate it, you cannot benefit from it. But your eye area, especially the under eye area, can take great benefit from using a retinol. I personally like to layer it with my restorative eye cream, my night eye cream. So I will do one layer of that. You could also use hyaluronic acid or any other moisturizing eye cream that you have, and then put on your retinol, which is already buffered. It's already more gentle on your skin, at least the likelihood of it is the case, and then you will just layer, right? So mixing and layering are two different things. Layering is going to give your retinol a slower release, a slower delivery to your skin, so it's going to be less likely to irritate your under eye area, but you'll still be able to absorb all the benefits. Next is using something with caffeine. When I created my I Dream of Coffee eye butter, I really created it for me and thinking about what my clients like me would want from an eye product. And one of the number one things that I hear about is really eye circles in addition to puffiness. And what really causes that a lot of the time are vascular issues, which are different than structural issues. Now, that doesn't mean you can't benefit from a formula that has caffeine in it if you have structural issues, but what it means is that if you have vascular issues, particularly, the caffeine helps constrict the blood vessels, and that's why it helps with the dark circles and puffiness. I always say it's important to have realistic expectations. So understanding your ingredients and how they work is really, really essential, especially in this case of treating the gentle, soft, delicate, thin tissue around your eye area. So I do recommend using a eye cream that has caffeine in it underneath your eye area. Stay around the orbital bone area, especially if it's very emollient, it's very creamy, because again, when product heats up with your skin, it spreads and you don't want anything to ever get into your eyes. I hope these tips were helpful for you, like they've been so helpful for me over the years. If so, please like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you like, even what you don't, so I can continue to serve you the best way possible. Remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.